Pakistan has had an interesting path when it comes to education. Today, I want to dig deeper into what education means for Pakistan and the most important steps moving forward in order to ensure proper education for millions of children within Pakistan. So, until very recently, Pakistan has not changed its educational system much since its creation. Many feel that it's a system that results in slaves because it does not truly promote free thinking, and a lot of people have been upset with Pakistan because of the failure to educate properly since its beginning. Many may be wondering how schooling in Pakistan fares with that of our country. Pakistan has three main ways of schooling, and I'll go through each of them in order of how developed they are. First of all, we have seminaries. Seminaries are often for the lower class and have obvious pitfalls. One is the fact that those who attend seminaries are often taught biased material, and the focus is on the memorization of the Quran rather than factual learning. Recently, Pakistan has been taking control of more and more seminaries than ever before to increase efforts of stopping violent acts. These seminaries are often the place where children are brainwashed to acts of violence against those who do not support their religious beliefs. Moving forward, public schooling is much more common among kids in Pakistan. Here, children have the opportunity to learn for free between the ages of 5 to 16 years old. Typical education is broken down into preschool, primary, middle, high, and intermediate school. Some even have the chance to attend university based on how well they do and their desire. And one huge problem that I'll talk about later is the lack of schools that have running water and that are developed well enough to be safe for kids to attend every day. Now, the highest sector of schooling is private schools. And private schools, they offer the best education and often end up in students being much more democratic and aware of their government. However, these high-level schools are often extremely expensive and prestigious, making it very difficult for all to attend. Going forward, I want to talk about more of the specific problems that many students face. So as we just mentioned, there are three different types of schooling, and this often results in isolation. So unlike America, for example, where within a public school there are many different courses offered of different levels, there's a lack of standardized education within Pakistan, and students within public school and seminary and private schools often don't have much contact with each other, and so there is a lack of an ability to learn from one another. Another problem is Pakistani culture sort of has a bad light on asking questions of your leaders and of those who are in seniority to you, and because of this results in much less questions that are asked. Obviously, students need to ask questions to learn, and this has been a stumbling block for students in Pakistan. So moving forward, the next thing that it relates to the last slide is, I call it the haircut syndrome, because when you go in and you sit down and you get a haircut, the barber or the haircutter is the one in charge, and they're the one shaping how everything looks and how everything appears. And unfortunately, this is a huge problem because this is the way that many teachers go about teaching their students in Pakistan. They sort of take the lead. It's not very interactive. It's more of just rote memorization, and students aren't able to develop nearly as much as they would like. Lastly, another huge problem that I wanted to address, one of the pivotal points, is fear of change. Some have the fear of westernization. So back in the 1970s, General Zia Islamized material in textbooks at schools, and to this day you can see the effects of this. People are scared to change. They don't want to lose their religion and become too westernized. So instead, they restrict themselves from learning as much as they could. More importantly than the problems are the solutions, and how can this be done? And I chose this picture of equality because I think that is the number one thing that is lacking in Pakistan, that people need to realize. It does not matter religion or age or race or gender. All people have the right to a quality education, and when the leaders of government will understand this, it will lead to an overall better government. So thankfully, many outside organizations have been reaching out, including UNICEF, and they have helped to put together different plans to improve quality of life and learning for students inside of public schools, and to allow and encourage more kids to go to public schools. Pakistan has made the plan to include safer buildings to teach children in, as well as places that are easily accessible. So students must have somewhere to go where they can learn in safety on a daily basis. Another very important thing that needs to be implemented is a common language. Students are typically taught in Urdu or English, following the British system, and if it was a standard made that all students learn in English, it would help better prepare students for life after school, and it would be much easier for Pakistan to create a better learning standard to measure students up against. Lastly, going back to the first point of the solutions, is equality. Equality must always be a rule. There is no room for inequality, and both men and women deserve the right to learn and be taught. Women can greatly contribute to the growth of Pakistan, and they are often the most uneducated within the country. Although the process has been long, the future of Pakistan grows brighter each day as it continues to put more emphasis on education every day.